And now, local and international news on CBNN, SNM, AC, DC, VCN, the Mega Network, with Ted Gunderson, Janet Wetmeyer, and the weather with Al Brunt. The Mega Network, CBNN, SNM, AC, DC, VCN.
According to a recent survey, 68% of female Vermont residents feel there should be more women anchors in news media.
According to the same survey, 72% of male Vermont residents feel there are enough anchor women in Vermont's news media, and of those men, 44% feel that there are in fact too many female reporters.
A shocking discovery. 83% of female Vermonters agree that men are generally rigid and uncompromising.
In a related story, 91% of male residents agree that women are generally cold and manipulative.
Newsflash, I'm going to stab you in the neck with this pen.
What?
Nothing. Many of you are aware of the tragedy that struck us right here at the Mega Network, MSN, SNM, AC, BNS, BC.
Yes, Weatherman Al Brunt was struck by lightning here in Studio 5. Since then, he has been in the hospital, and Wetmeyer has been covering the weather.
That's right, Ted, and I'm happy to report that Al has made a full recovery and was released from Fletcher Allen today, because I don't really know anything about the weather.
Well, that's true, but unfortunately, Al is still afraid to come into the studio, and after being struck by lightning, I can't say that I blame him.
Do you know the probability of being struck by lightning in the same place twice is 1 in 360 billion?
No. Did you tell that to Al?
Yes, I did.
And what was his response?
He didn't say anything, he just cried a little.
Well, Al may not be coming into the studio, but he's still dedicated to bringing us the weather, now reporting on location. We understand there's a possible flood hazard. Is that right, Al?
Reporting live from the center of the flood that is sweeping through downtown Montpelier. This massive force of Mother Nature is not to be underestimated.
Al, it looks like you're in a river there.
Yes, Ted, that's exactly where most floods begin.
But you said the flood was sweeping through downtown Montpelier.
Yes, Ted, the river goes right through Montpelier. Right next to Shaw's Supermarket, in fact.
You can see the riverbank is pretty high behind you. Are we really in danger of flooding here?
Absolutely, Ted. A river looks entirely normal right before a flood, which is why I'm here to show the people that what looks like a normal river is in fact a raging flood ready to swamp our town.
So when is the flood coming?
Eventually.
And how soon is eventually?
I can't say specifically, Ted, which is what makes this flood all the more terrifying. We don't know when it's going to come. It could be days, months, or even years, but when... You see, Ted, this is exactly what I was warning the people about. Run for your lives! Forget your valuables! Get yourself and your family to high ground! This is Gary Brunt reporting live from the raging flood in downtown Montpelier!
And that was Al Brunt reporting live from the raging flood here in downtown Montpelier.
I don't know about Al, but I definitely feel safer here in the studio.
As Halloween approaches, there has been an abundance of reported ghost sightings, leaving many afraid to leave their homes. Unless their homes are haunted, in which case they are afraid to leave their cars. Would-be Ghostbusters are calling for action from the City Council. Last week, 3 residents of Barrie reported seeing a ghost at a bank. The teller confirmed this, stating the ghost was trying to cash a canceled check dated 1929.
All over Vermont, there have been similar cases. In the parking lot of a Rutland supermarket, shoppers said they were harassed by an aggressive phantom who was trying to sell them car insurance. In St. Albans, a woman is claiming that her house has been taken over by a poltergeist who spends the day moving chairs around, throwing knives at her children, and repeatedly changing the channel to the Home Shopping Network. And in Montpelier, a man on Neighborhood Watch reported a mischievous entity going around town putting large amounts of plastic bottles in the trash as opposed to recycling them. Police are left helpless as there is no specific law against not returning bottles, although it is still unclear why anyone would turn away a nickel. Also, due to budget cuts, police are only required to respond to sightings involving goblins, werewolves, and/or Larry King.
So far, there have been no reports of goblins or Larry King in Vermont this year, but there has been one case involving a werewolf. In late September, a woman turned into a werewolf and ransacked the entire Vermont teddy bear factory. The Werewomen is still at large, and citizens are advised to keep any and all stuffed animals out of sight. And this just in. Numerous reporters are claiming to have seen the ghost of Walter Cronkite right here at CBN SNM ACDCBCN, the mega network. This photograph was taken just moments ago in the coffee room, where 3 lumps of sugar were reported to have floated through midair before dropping into a pot of coffee. It is uncertain whether the spirit is that of the late broadcaster, but it is fairly well known that Mr. Cronkite liked 3 lumps of sugar in his coffee. Why this ghost would be roaming the halls of the mega network is unclear, but friends and relatives of Cronkite have stated that he did not, in fact, ever want to retire. Well, he's certainly not getting my job. Janet?
Don't be a dumbass, Ted. We've all heard our share of ghost stories, but there has never been any hard evidence supporting the theory of ghosts, spirits, or doppelgangers. Any clear-headed person would agree that these reports are merely speculations. Speculations based on interpretations, and often misinterpretations. For example, the ghostly image might simply be the coffee maker releasing excess steam. In fact, I'm going to the coffee room right now to investigate this situation. I bet the coffee machine just needs a good servicing, and we'll get to the bottom of this misunderstanding.
You're leaving me?
Yes, someone's got to get to the bottom of this.
Wait. I never even saw an episode of Jersey Shore.
And that's the way it is.